Dear children, in this video we are going to see about data communication between central processing unit and memory. We know CPU is the most important component of our computer. Here we have three important parts. They are arithmetic logic unit, internal memory and control unit. Apart from these three parts, we are having some other components also. They are memory data register, memory address register, current instruction register and program counter. What is the use of these parts? Suppose if the processor wants any data from the main memory, the processor simply put the address into the memory address register. Here this memory address register communicates through address bus. Address bus carries the address. So if the address is fetched with data from the main memory, the data will be put into the data bus. Data bus transfer the data from main memory to memory data register. So the memory data register contains the data which is transferred from main memory to processor. Then the current instruction register contains a current executing information. And what is program counter? Actually, program counter is a special register. It keeps the address of the next instruction to be executed. We can see here the central processing unit has a memory data register which is simply called MDR and a memory address register which is called it as MAR. These two are given here. The memory data register keeps the data which is transferred between memory and the CPU. The program counter, which is simply called PC, is a special register in the CPU which always keeps the address of the next instruction to be executed. Then arithmetic logic unit of processor places the address of the memory to be fetched into the memory address register. Next we can see what is bus. What is the use of bus? Actually, bus is a collection of wires. These wires are used to communicate between internal parts of the computer. Here we are having three different types of buses. One is data bus, second address bus and control bus. Data bus carries data information from one component to another component like processor to memory and memory to processor. Here it is two-way communication. Data bus is two-way communication. You can see it in the arrow. But address bus carries the address information from processor to memory only. It is one-way communication. You can see this arrow. This control bus controls both read and write operation using the signals of 1 and 0. Here the address bus is used to point a memory location. Here we are having decoder which is a digital circuit. It is used to point to the specific memory location where the word can be located. Next, the address register carries address information. Is connected with the address bus which provides the address of the instruction. Next, a data bus is used to transfer data between the memory and the CPU. Next, data bus is a bidirectional address bus, but the address bus is a unidirectional. Next, control bus controls both read and write operations using the signal of 1 and 0. We can see one example how the internal parts of the processor will be worked. For the simple example of load 11. 11 means here we are going to load the information from the memory location of 11 into the accumulator. Here first this will show the address of program counter. Program counter shows next which instruction to be executed. So this address, so simply put it into the memory address register 98. So this is going to locate the data from the memory address of 98. Here this memory location 98 contains load 11, which data will be transferred to the memory data register through the data bus. Data bus carries the data load 11 and store in the memory data register. Then memory data register transfer the data to current instruction register to execute. So current instruction register will transfer the data to control unit. So control unit, it is seeing this load 11. Here it is telling load the information from the memory location of 11. So the control transfer to memory address register, because it is address transferred to memory address register. So 11. So 11, it is going to map with memory. So in this memory, 11 contains the data of 3. So that the 3 data will be passed to the memory data register and finally store the data in the accumulator. Now the program counter increment the value 99, 98 to 99. 99 means, so next we have to execute the instruction of 99. This simple example only, this is not given in the book. For your understanding, I have given this example. Next we can see how this control unit will be worked. So in this control unit, we are having two operations. One is read operation and another one is write operation. Using 0 and 1, it can communicate from processor to memory. So here a single control line performs two operations like read and write using 1 or 0. Also the write operation transfers the data from memory data register to memory. So if you are going to write the information, we can write the information from processor to memory. You can read the information from memory to processor. So if you are going to read the information, you can pass the address to the memory. Next, after fetch the information is going to be transferred to the processor using data bus. Next, we can see how it is going to communicate from memory data register to memory. Memory data register which is located in the processor. So you know this, there are different types of processor. They are 8-bit processor, 16-bit processor, 32-bit processor. Nowadays we are using 64-bit processor. Here they are telling 8-bit processor, example Intel 8085. So its memory data register and the word in the RAM both have 8 bits. If it is 8-bit register, we are having 8 bits of word length for memory data register as well as memory in the RAM. If the size of the memory data register 8 bits, it has only 8 parallel wires of lines in the memory data register as well as memory. Memory means RAM. So to transfer the data from memory data register to memory or memory to memory data register. So if the size of the memory data register is 8 bits, the data bus has 8 parallel wires. Transfer the data either from memory data register to word or word to memory data register. The control line is labeled with read and write. It means read means 1. If you use the signal as 1, it is going to read the information. The signal is 0, it is going to write the information. Here this figure shows the content of memory data register and the word before the read operation. Here we can read the information from memory to processor. So we can write the information from processor to memory. This figure shows how we are writing the informations. It shows the content MDR, memory data register, and the word after the read operation. The read operation transfer the data from word to memory data register. Read means we are reading the information from memory to word. The write operation will be done from memory data register to memory. We know micro means small or tiny. Processor means process some operation. So by using small device, how we can process the operations, which is called microprocessor. Microprocessor is the main important part of our computer. Here we are going to see how these microprocessors are going to be classified. Here we can classify the microprocessor based on two important criteria. Number 1, the width of data that can be processed. Number 2, the instruction set. First, let's see how we can classify the microprocessor based on data width. We know what is data width. Data width means the number of bits that can be processed by a processor in a single instructions. Here we have different types of data width like 8 bits, 16 bits, 32 bits and 64 bits. So based on this data width, here we are going to classify the microprocessor. Depending on the data width, microprocessors can process the instructions. Based on this data width, here we have classified the microprocessor into 4 types. Number 1, 8-bit microprocessor. Number 2, 16-bit microprocessor. Number 3, 32-bit microprocessor. And last one is 64-bit microprocessor. Here given 2 different images for microprocessor. First one image for 8-bit microprocessor. Here we have 8 input and output pins. In this microprocessor, the pins are arranged in sequential manner, which is simply called transistors. Here in the 64-bit or 32-bit microprocessor, the transistors are arranged in grid structure format. Next, we can see how to classify the microprocessor based on instruction set. Instruction means commands which is given to the computer to perform various operations. The initial stage of microprocessor is constructed with a very small set of instruction. Each instruction we have 2 parts. One is opcode and another one is operand. In 1 byte instruction we have only opcode. There is no operand. Here given simple example, move A. Here we have only opcode. There is no operand, which means move the data from A to accumulator. Like this we are having 2 byte instruction. In 2 byte instruction we have both opcode and operand with the same byte size. Like this we are having 3 bytes of instructions. When the number of instructions increase, the complexity of hardware also increased. So here the technology has developed more and more complex instructions were added to increase the functionality of microprocessor. So the simple processor is expensive and difficult to build also. So it also take more time and more memory space in RAM. So avoid these problems, here introduce 2 different types of processors. They are RISC processor and CISC processor. First let's see about RISC processor. RISC means reduced instruction set computer. This RISC processor is designed mainly based on time reduction by simplifying the reduced instruction set. Here the complex instructions are reduced to simple instructions. They have a small set of highly optimized instruction with a fixed size. Here each instructions are fixed size only. Here we can transfer the data from register to register. Next, complex instructions are also implemented using simple instruction, thus reducing the size of instruction set. We know processor can process single instruction per cycle. So because of this reduced instruction, the number of cycles also reduced. Today's our iPods, smartphones, tablets are designed based on this RISC processor only. Here given some examples for RISC processor. Pentium 4, Intel P6, AMD K6 and K7. These are all various examples for today's RISC processor. So second one is complex instruction set computers, which are simply called as CISC processors. Here we can process large number of complex instructions with variable size. Here each instructions are different size only. Previous RISC processors, we can do small set of instruction with a fixed size. So we can do each instruction per cycle. In this complex instruction set, each instructions are complex with various size. So it is not able to do single instruction per cycle. Here we can do the data transfer between memory to memory. Here given example, this 1240 denotes a memory location only. It takes the data from the memory location of 1240 only. Here given some of the examples for CISC processor, Intel 386, 486, Pentium 2, 3 and Motorola 68000 are example for CISC processor. Today's our laptop, our desktop, all those things constructed based on this CISC processors.